And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. That wasn't thunderous.
Listen. What happened was the last time I'm timid because when me and Kanae were doing it, I'm like, that sounds weird. When she had her headphones plugged in here, as I was like recording the video, and I was like, clap, and I went,
Oh,
her ears were. So now I'm in a very
thunderous. I can handle it. And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all. And my topic disappeared.
Oh, I didn't even notice my phone had fell down for this. Happy New Year.
Don't tell them that. Like, why do they deserve that?
Because they're our adoring fans. They've missed us.
Sure. Adoring my ass. I'm so salty. Anyway, oh, I thought that was a fist bump. Never mind.
I was sprinkling I'm coming into your frame to sprinkle the salt.
So yeah, we're back after a much needed hiatus. I think we should just take December off every year.
Pretty much.
Then we're good, right? Maybe a summer month we take off. Like we just figure it out. Phone. And
definitely August would be a good takeoff month for us.
Yeah, that would be good. But instead of talking about logistics, let's get back into it. So welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you kind of watching this. Now I remember why the slides are here. So
I do remember why the slides are here.
So we can actually remember what the hell we're supposed to say. So if anybody wants to join us on Patreon, be sure to do that. There's several different tiers. There is, underdog, whatever it is for every different thing. And it starts off at $1, right? Yeah, I'm good at that. So
things we will now add to the show sheet.
There you have it.
So we never need these things again. But if you would like to be a guest, or if you have any comments, or things,
just leave comments.
Leave comments.
I don't want you on this show.
Yo, we are getting back to guests at some point this year. But anyway, for all of those things, hit us up at nrorpodcast@gmail.com, where he or I will respond to you. And if you give us a comment on the email, you can also get a shout out on the show.
Yeah, so we definitely will shout you out. And I might read them.
Might.
I read all the business stuff, but I don't read anything else. So there you go. I actually would like people to write in and so we can give them unnecessary advice. I think we should.
Yes, please ask us.
I think that should be a new segment, like unwarranted advice.
Yeah.
And then so people write in with your comments, your questions, your concerns, anything that you think we could handle as 30-year-old men, and we will give you unwarranted advice.
And please understand, before we give you this advice, we are not licensed therapists or licensed anything outside. We're licensed hip-hop artists and gamers.
Yeah, that's why it's unwanted advice.
Anime and enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I'm saying that on the front end.
Yeah, so I think it's a good idea, right? Yeah, send us your problem that you have in the email. It's nror podcast@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll answer your questions.
We'll do a thing.
Whatever that advice we have to have is, we're gonna do it.
Gamer Bros.
Wait a minute. I'm just now realizing I'm not seeing any feed for the audio.
Oh.
So
Well, we have it.
this is gonna be a very like, I know we have it, but like I'm not seeing it on my thing.
Oh, no, you
so it's
should.
like it's not taking in an input. But let's see, advanced audio preliminaries.
What?
Preliminaries.
Enemies?
Sure.
I'm an enemy.
This is very strange. Device not connected or not recognized. Bull shite.
Bull hockey.
There it is, right there. Okay. All right, I fixed it. So,
Did we just?
we have audio, obviously, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult to line up.
Yeah.
Give me a clap point. There we go. Now
Clap
it's easy.
point given.
Now it's easy. Sorry for your ears if you're in your car. Let's get into the next thing, man. So like, we are the Gamer Bros. We need to.
Bros.
All right, so we're going to record this
Yeah.
after this show, so we can actually have a soundbite for it.
Ooh.
And then I'll find like a guitar lick. Gamer Bros. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
And if
All
you,
right.
and you guys are hearing this now, because we're creating it after,
Yeah.
because we dope like that.
So there you go. That's in the plans. Enough logistics.
Logistics.
Will you be playing? And this is a question to you. Will you be playing Pokemon Legends
Arceus.
Arceus?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not on launch, but yes.
So you're gonna wait?
I mean, not very long, but just like launch is like literally days before payday, so I have to get some allowance from my sugar mama.
Yo. That is wild.
You know, so I mean,
I gotta get paid
gotta get some allowance
from my sugar mama.
from my sugar mama. Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, so I'll have to do that. But
Do you have enough points
oh no,
on Nintendo? I use the points every time I get something. So
I do not. I've been saving because eventually, like, I'm going to get something for free.
well, I mean, it's only like a penny every time you buy something, right? No,
it depends on
I'm
what-
joking. But
I was hoping this ain't like album streams.
Wow.
Song streams. They
Take
give you a
that,
little
Spotify.
bit more in your face, Spotify, and it's not even a week where we talking about you. But yeah, I will be doing that. I'm fairly excited for this game because this is the most adventurous they've been in years.
yeah.
In like literal years.
And what I'm thinking about it is more like business oriented. I might actually stream this one. I was not sold on actually like buying all the stuff to stream it. But
Listen,
this one might be the one. This is the investment into me game streaming for no reason at all.
dun-dun-dun. See what you did there. But you should have been streaming. Mostly because what you need to be streaming is your secret, because you didn't even respond to my text.
What do you mean?
Oh, yes, you did. Never mind. Yes, you did. I was about to be like, you were your secret Smash Brothers playing.
Oh,
And
I've been training.
training to defeat me.
Yeah.
Though you hadn't cranked up that Mario Kart
Yeah.
yet.
Wifey said the same thing. She's like, you've gotten marginally better since you've been playing this game. And not marginally better as an insult, but like I didn't need that much
No.
to get the edge on you, and so now
Oh. All right. Okay.
this is where we're going.
Yeah, you did. Game of Bros.
It's about to be OV for you.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this because they are now. Granted, they're not doing anything that's gaming groundbreaking. It's just groundbreaking for them. Because a lot of the trailers and stuff that we've seen, they're adding a crafting system. Obviously, there's open world battles type things that involve a little bit more than you just throwing the Pokeball. They're making it more realistic too. If you were out like surveying and looking at animals,
So it's Pokemon meets Breath of the Wild.
basically.
And so if you don't know much about the game in and of itself, right? Pokemon Legends Arceus is they take you back in time.
Yeah,
and
so
they
it's
take
the first prequel. It's like a prequel game. So it really is like Breath of the Wild.
right.
Or not Breath of the Wild, but Skyward Sword would be the equivalent
The
here
prequel, yeah.
for gaming people.
But still not the same format. I wish Skyward Sword was the same format, but
I wish they would like.
is the HD version the relaunch version of Skyward Sword the kind of like Breath of the Wild?
No, it's still
not
Skyward Sword. It makes your controls a bit easier because obviously you're using the Switch and not the Wiimote to do a lot of different things.
So I was tempted to like get that, but I really don't want to.
It's such a good game. Like especially,
I like the game. It was very easy to beat.
Yeah, I had to think about it because it was
Twilight versus Twilight Princess, which was difficult.
Wolf Link. The only game that did wolf transformations kind of right, like Sonic Unleashed. No, stop. I was so mad.
The glitches in that game,
Bruh.
you just clip through random walls.
Not only that, like the wolf Sonic sections were terrible. Mm-hmm. It just worked.
And the cutscene.
Okay, let's not. I love Sonic. I was talking with my guy. Shout out to my boy Jarvis. We hadn't talked in years.
Man,
Talk.
we missed Jarvis.
We do. We do. Shout out to my guy. But we were we were just going down nostalgia lane in terms of gaming stuff. Like I did not know that his favorite Final Fantasy alliteration is 8, which is also my favorite. But the reason it's his favorite is because he saw me playing it. I also realized that I was in Blockbuster a lot more than I should have been. If I would have saved the money that I spent at Blockbuster, like I could have owned all of the games that I continuously kept playing.
Nice.
Because I had them so often. He was like, I remember playing this. I remember playing this. I remember playing. And I was like, oof. Yeah, I was in there a lot. Because that was the only place I ever owned a lot of the different things. Until, shout out to the Nintendo Switch Online stuff. And I can play Kirby Superstar whenever I want.
Well, continue talking about Arceus while I set up the live stream.
Okay. So the thing that I'm most excited about with this, though, is I think that from the inception of Pokemon, this would be the closest thing to that. Like his original ideal of being
What's
Jesus.
What's his name?
You got me stumped. The creator. The initial thing that Game Freak had in mind,
Right.
use the gaming company as a whole, was about like animal like surveying, like going out and
Yeah, he was a bug collector.
yeah,
Literally.
and
That's where that character in the game.
bug catcher.
Yeah.
But this is like that because there's research involved. How many times you catch a Pokemon will increase your research. The way in which the research level increasing also increases the knowledge of, okay, this Pokemon likes this fruit or whatever the case may be. And it's literally, it's almost like a survey game. It's like if they took all of their different games and added some newness. So it's like Pokemon Snap in terms of using the fruit to lure Pokemon out and different things. It's, you have to sneak up on these animals because they would attack you. Like some don't care, like Bidoof. But
The
Bidoof.
So quick story about the Bidoof. Smart URL.it NROR podcast. Is that the one? Or I can't remember our link for some reason. Anyway, the Bidoof, the story about that. So
Bidoof.
So I was in class one day with some 8th graders, and they just started playing around with the baby memes and Bidoof memes at the same time. And I was just like, this is interesting. Well, I got Photoshop on my work computer.
Bruh.
So
if this is going where I think it's going, I need this.
Let's go ahead and have a conversation about this in class. And I was like, oh, y'all like memes, huh? So, it's a technology class. So I was like, let's take this to our advantage. Let's create a new meme. And we're going to call it the Bidoof. So it's the baby with Bidoof over its face. and just so people, I'll find it and I'll put it over this part of it.
Hey, yeah. Cause right now you're saying the Bidoof. I'm the Bidoof. I'm the Bidoof. I'm the Bidoof. I'm the truth. Because I'm the Bidoof. Rap. But yeah, so
I'm not rapping.
It's cool. Plus, on top of that, you're getting
do that.
like new boss battles.
Now I remember.
Like Pokemon with boss battles that aren't gym related is amazing.
Yeah, I think I kind of like it for that reason as well. I can't really change up on camera right now, but anyway.
You also have different attack styles. There's a more real-time attack strategy. So you have agile attacks and strong attacks and regular attacks for the most part. And these attacks will affect the effectiveness of the move. So if you went strong attack, you may or may not get a guaranteed paralysis, but then you might not be able to move for the next 2 or 3 turns because you use strong attack. Whereas if you use an agile attack, there's probably a lower chance there might be a lower chance of something, but you still get to attack normally or faster.
Yeah,
maybe.
So agile, you attack faster, the power is lower, and
Strong.
you have more turns. And then what was the other style?
Strong style.
Strong style, you lose as many turns and you move a little bit slower, but your attacks are more powerful.
Yeah, and this could change depending on the moves that you're using.
Right.
Because there might
use
be
a status attack or something like that. Yeah.
There might be different benefits and different pros and cons to the different moves that you can use. Like it really is them finally trying something. A lot of the textures that I was seeing in the gameplay thing, I'm not really a fan of currently, but I mean, it's a Switch thing.
There are demo textures, right? You think?
Somewhat, but at this point, if you're still showing us demo textures with like a couple weeks, then I'm not gonna say there's a problem,
a disconnect, maybe,
but there's something, like especially given what we saw in the initial trailer. Like if you go and watch the initial trailer, there are so many things you can tell that they were not ready for, versus now, where you can see how characters and NPCs pop up on the screen. You can see the frame rates and like how the walking goes. I don't know what engine they're using, if they're using like their own personal engine or whatever the case may be. But I would have been curious if they had used the Unreal Engine, which is something that I know that can be done on the Switch. They did it with Bravely Default 2, a game that I was addicted to. Speaking of, dang it, I meant to check that. Next week, guys, I'm going to make sure I update you guys on the top hour game of TJ's new Switch addiction. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Breath of the Wild.
We're not talking about that.
I definitely am.
I'm avoiding that.
I definitely am.
Like the plague.
It's called intervention.
Intervention. Look, I do spend a little bit too much time on the Switch, but it's only after work.
Good point. And technically, it's about to be, but you're about to like integrate it with work.
Exactly.
Wait, not
excuses.
But I'm excited. How do you personally feel about it? I mean, and granted, like since it's gotten you wanting to stream, like there's obviously something about it that is exciting to you. Is this as exciting for you as Sun and Moon was, or like in that range?
Speaking of streaming, we're live on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. So the question was, is getting ready? Wait a minute. Is Arceus as exciting as
what Sun and Moon was for us, kind of?
I don't know that I was that excited about Sun and Moon.
Really?
Yeah.
But then again, you didn't stop in the way that I did in terms of playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I just had them on 3DS, and I would just, mess around and stuff like that. My whole thing is I'm more of a completionist, so I like to do all the things.
Yeah. Oh man, that made me the happiest in Sword and Shield. That for the first and only time I completed a full Pokedex.
Yeah. So my dex is like 50% of the total that exists. That's because that's all I. Yeah. That's the primary reason why I play. But this new game is more exciting than any other game that I've played since. It's just as exciting as having Red and Blue.
Now that's exciting. But look, let me tell you how old I am. Because I was watching some Azure Lane gameplay over on Twitch. And I don't know the names of all of the different ships. As I was explaining to you last time, it's like when in the anime plots, it's basically like a
so you got relationships,
gotcha collector,
hardships.
Yes, pretty much. Like yes, like literally that's what the game
real
is.
Thing.
Because they're literally battleships, but it's like a bullet held style of game or whatever, right?
You sunk a mine battleship.
So what's funny about that is, so one of the ships was on the screen, and I'm like, something about not knowing. I didn't know a name of the ship, and one of the people in the chat was like, "How do you not know the name of the ship?" I said, "Well, because I'm very new to this game, and I spent way more time remembering the first 151 Pokemon. Like, just my memory's different. Like,
talk about obsessed."
Bruh, listen, we had a day where it was like Christmas or something. I don't know. We were hanging out. Christmas. And out of nowhere, after having a couple of drinks, I was like,
Christmas.
I bet you I can name all 151 Pokemon and not miss one. Like, there's not one you can show me and I wouldn't know. Because that's how into this I was.
Talk about unnecessary.
Oh, useless
that was my birthday.
Information. Your birthday, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. Which is so close to Christmas, it doesn't matter.
That's what everybody says. That's what I say too. So,
like, it's not like my birthday where there's too much time where you can't do that. Like, nah, fam. Like, even if you want to just give me one gift, you still got time and had time to get the rest of them gifts together.
It's like, bro, you better
like,
where them gifts at?
This ain't pick one or the other, fam.
Where them gifts
like
at?
You got over a month. Over. But anyway, this is the most excited I've been because they're actually trying new things and they're actually doing what we've wanted them to do. The fact that there's no HM system already, which is something that they've been pushing. Because like having to have the the Bidoof is a meme in and of itself is because so many people had to use Bidoof because of all the different HMs that Bidoof could use, and he's nothing but an HM slave.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. We gotta stop calling him a slave.
I mean,
He deserves some dignity.
sure.
All right.
I don't agree.
Damn.
It's Bidoof.
What?
No, we're not.
I actually have one on my team.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
And he's been on my team the entire time.
Why?
Cause.
Oh no, you're on a you're doing a brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you doing diamond?
Diamond.
You're doing diamond. Brilliant diamond.
Shiny diamond.
Shiny diamond. We
Brilliant
old.
pearl. Huh?
We old.
Brilliant diamond.
But the one with diamond. But anyway,
Shiny pearl.
yeah. So I'm excited for it. I think that us streaming it will be fun. And this is the first one where there's no there's no like two versions.
Huh.
Like it's just Legends Arceus.
That's true too. I like that.
I love that in the fact that I can play this by myself because the experience that they're creating, like while in real life you may need to speak to another researcher to kind of get information, which would kind of be the thing. You shouldn't have to do that if this is like more of a prequel. This is more when they're building all of those different structures and things. So no, I don't really like that. I like that.
I'm gonna mess up our video for just a second.
Video messed up, but that's cool.
Sorry about this, folks. So our next topic, as you can see, is about resolutions. So keeping your resolutions a secret.
Good luck with that, bruh.
All right. So, we polled everybody and said, oh, okay, what do you want us to actually like talk about on the show? Like, what do you deem as important for us to say and stuff like that? And what we learned was that people want us to kind of talk about self-help stuff and music, but self-help too. I'm gonna move this crawl to the bottom. That's I'm doing a lot of stuff.
A lot.
Don't worry. It'll work out. Can I move it? Yes. Oh.
Can I move it?
Very, very.
Why are you doing this Jay-Z noise? The
I don't know.
Oh. That's what's funny is I'm surprised somebody hasn't done Jay-Z when he's like, oh, like how we do Owen Wilson with wow. Wow.
I just want to put this at the bottom.
At the bottom, crawling.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it.
So keeping your resolutions a secret, right? Sorry about that awkward camera movement and all that other stuff. I'll fix that in post. Whatevers. So, all right. So there's obviously it's a tradition every year for people to create New Year's resolutions. So I was listening to this therapist. His name is Dr. K. He's a Twitch streamer, and he has a whole entire channel called Healthy Gamer, GG.
Okay, I like that.
So you should check it out, because it would be. I've sent you some of the videos, so it is what it is.
Yeah, you have.
So Dr. K was talking about New Year's resolutions and why you shouldn't share them, and I thought that was really, really intriguing. And one reason he said you shouldn't share them because it's like sharing it is like a flex. Mm-hmm. And so you share it in order to feel the feeling that you're trying to get from accomplishing it. And so you don't really accomplish it because you already achieved the feeling of accomplishing it. Makes sense.
I was just about to say that, and you are looking for it's an instant approval. Like, because if I say, bro, my New Year's resolution is to lose weight, and a person goes, oh man, that's good.
You mean like
Immediately, like that's
20 something bricks?
I'm focused, man.
You said lose weight.
I'm focused, man.
You just gonna leave me?
I'm focused, man.
I don't know how many times we're gonna have to do this, but no. Feds is watching. But I think that's
don't talk about losing weight.
It's that but that's the confirmation of it is basically what ends up happening in that same thing. You tell somebody, and if they're like, "That's a great idea," that feels like an accomplishment because you're like, "Yeah." Because ain't nobody finna be like, well, only your close friends are going to wait. It's not that they gonna check up on you in the middle. They gonna wait to the end of the year and be like, or in the first week.
What about them resolution though?
But like, I thought you was trying to lose weight, bro. I thought you wasn't smoking no more, homie. Just because it's either real early or real late is the only time that they mention it. But I think keeping it a secret or keeping it to yourself should fuel you a bit.
It should, right? And I think that's really important to keep it to yourself. So, all right, before I get to the kind of tips, because I have a few additional things to add to this. Because obviously, right, people, if people are saying, "Hey, give us a little bit of self-improvement," you guys are old.
Yo,
we want to learn from
you.
We want to learn from the elderly.
Whoa! What are you doing to us?
I'm
just what are we, the Flintstones?
I'm just being real. Anyway, so like they'll say, we want to learn from you. So what are some lessons that you have learned about your resolutions? And then we'll get into like a list of tricks and tips.
Well, the first thing would be keep your keep I don't know what to call it, like a scale, basically. So short-term goals, long-term goals. The key to succeeding is not making everything so long-term. You have to have actual accomplishments, which is why just talking to someone or sharing someone is not a good one. Because you get the end result before you've done everything. So it's basically, okay, today I walked or today I ate something different. Give yourself a pat on the back for that so you will stay motivated. Because what it says is if your bigger goal is to lose weight, that's not something that happens in a day, unless you're doing lipo or something else. But it's not something that happens in a day. So you got to give yourself these small achievements. Did you not grab a bag of chips? Did you, walk today? Did you go and work out? Did you put down the honey bun after 2 bites instead of finishing it?
When you say list of achievements, I think about like video game achievements, and that makes total sense.
Yes.
Whoops.
Because the daily incentive. And what I was also told is one time is take those incentives of things that you do. When you accomplish something, write it down on a little piece of paper, put it like in a jar or something. And keep putting those little accomplishments and you'll fuel and you'll see yourself like, oh, I did this. I filled this up. And if you go back and look at them, you got a full jar of huge accomplishments because a lot of the times, like currently.
That's a nice one to add it to the list.
As a personal thing that I'm working on is growing my YouTube channel, which you guys can check out at some point.
No, you can't. I'm just playing. This is part of the company. So yes, please do watch all of the videos like I do. 2 days late.
But in doing that, like TJ continuously always lets me know it's just about your consistency. You know, don't look at this video not getting that many views or this one getting this many views. You don't have enough information to make a clear thesis or a clear statement. So continuously focus on the fact that just doing it, like as you just do it, as you just stay on schedule, things will start to kind of tick and happen. You'll learn different things. Things will get smoother. You'll get quicker at editing, whatever the case may be. And the joy that I found is like, I'm getting better at editing my videos. I'm getting quicker at, you know, cutting my videos, ripple deleting, joining my audio was one of the easiest things in the world that I did not think I would be as good at it as I am.
Yeah, you get faster and faster the more you edit.
And it just becomes a knowing picture perfect things. Like this video, the last video I did was about anime basics or whatever. And my sister immediately texted me. She was like, this video looked different. Like, what, did you get a new camera? I was like, I've literally been using the same camera for 5 videos. Like I said, the first one is the only one that's like incredibly off because I was in the wrong template and it looks like I'm shooting a movie, even though I'm not. And, but it was such a good accomplishment as I do these different things, as I like have all of these edits, funny things that I did not ask you about.
Yeah.
And I was just able to do them. And like that, those are big accomplishments that I keep noting with every video. Like, hey, I want to try this. Hey, I want to try this. Let's try and do different things. Even working out of the template for the past 2 videos has been great because, you know, I just kind of shift some things around. And it's saving time. Like I don't have to redo an intro. I don't have to redo an outro.
Right.
I'm quicker at like, comment, subscribe, because a lot of people edit that in. That's not something that's just there.
Right.
Placement.
You gotta systemize it, right?
You systemize these things and you just give yourself the reward of the fact that every step. Matter of fact, I'll end on this and then I'll let you talk because you do need to give people some things. My sister told me once, and it's a saying that a lot of people say, you can eat an elephant, you just have to do it a bite at a time.
Who came up with that?
I have no idea. Some
Who's
white person,
out there eating elephants?
Some Wahite person that actually was out here eating an elephant.
Okay.
No offense, guys.
I mean,
Good luck with that, bruh.
they do taste like cashews. No, I was kidding.
What? Cashews? Yo, cashews.
Peter's gonna come for me. So thinking about a list, right?
Yeah.
So we got a list of those things that we just kind of talked about, and I will put them on the screen so you can see them
on the screen.
So, number one, we want to make sure that we keep our resolutions a secret. The 5 goals list. I haven't talked about this, but it's similar to the jar thing, where on a notebook, right? You carry around a little like moleskin notebook, kind of like this one on the floor. This one on the floor.
This one on the floor.
Boom. And then what you do with it is that you write down every day. You write down your 5 things that you want to accomplish, most important critical task, and you work on completing all of those tasks every single day. And if you hit them all, you get closer and closer to your long-term goal, right? So you set your long-term goal and then act in the short term. Same thing that you were saying about, you know, kind of differentiating between short-term and long-term. You just kind of keep that balance, right? Set your long-term, don't touch it. Do things in the short term that would improve it. And if you have those 5 things on your list every day, you check them off. Make time for some breaks in between.
You were about to start rapping. Like it just
check them off.
Check them.
And then you get better at it. That also helps keep you consistent, which is another one of the points. And then, like you said, collect the wins. So like maybe you rip the paper out and you put it in the jar, right? So you see it, and you know there's 5 things on that list versus just 1.
And like even in like that, the other thing that he made that you forgot to say that you made sure you said to me, which I think is important, even if you just get one thing done on that list, you still got something done. You know, like it, like you put the 5 up and you can order them in terms of priority, but if you get 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 1 out of 5, and then you get 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, like those are still active things that you've done to start working towards your goal.
Yeah.
It's great to always hit the 5, but the goal is more so to these are the short-term things that I need to be doing. Did I work on these things today? Which basically it's a focus.
Yeah.
It's a renewing of focus.
Well, my point is that the goal is to, hit the 5 only because the 5 aren't, you don't want to make them so heavy
Yeah.
that you can't accomplish them in the day.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That you don't want to give yourself all the tasks that like wear you out. You want to give yourself the tasks that are absolutely necessary but are basic enough to accomplish, and also give yourself some breaks so you can flex. This is something else that Dr. K talked about, is just kind of styles of motivation to get tasks done. And there's a couple styles, but there's a lot of folks that are procrastinators. And the way to deal with procrastination is to bounce around from thing to thing. So if you have your 5 list, what you should do is bounce from 1 to 2, then 4, and then back to 2 again, then 3, and then 5, right? So you just kind of like make sure that you kind of bounce around that list if your style is a procrastinator. If your style is not a procrastinator, just do it in order, or do it in order of importance, or do it in order from easiest to hardest. Right. So easy to hard, if you order that list from easy to hard, you'll notice that you're like, oh, I got that off. And then
I have a real life example of this recently.
No. Anyway,
my last video that I keep mentioning on the Anime Basics, which you should go check out, is
no, we'll put it in the thing.
What happened is that I checked. It's in the card, right?
No, actually, it's on the main page of this channel. So if you go to the main page of this channel, you can see all the recommended channels that.
Oh yeah. Check that out.
Then, there you go.
But so this was like the quickest video I've ever done in terms of recording to editing, because majority of the time, like even though like I've done prep work and gotten all my topics and stuff together, and then I have to add like a couple B-roll things as I'm cutting. And I've been working, like started recording maybe at like 11 and been editing and working on stuff till like 3 o'clock in the morning. This one, however, like we recorded it, I think like 10, and I was done by midnight. Just from start to finish, adding B-roll, figuring out other things that I like, not having to call you on things and things just kind of clicking. There's a Zoom thing that I was having an issue with. There was a template we had made, and then because I finally realized how the keyframes work, and just being able to change the number instead of making a whole new thing and changing everything.
Okay, so you just jump to the next
because
keyframe.
The thing that would throw me off is when you go to the last keyframe or whatever it is, it changes. What you see is what's after it.
Right, correct.
So I would not know that I needed to change the number there, and would be wondering why it goes the way I wanted to, and then it just scales up real high.
Right.
So I learned that it made it quicker. I didn't have like a whole lot of things outside of like cutting maybe audio or something like that, and it was so. It felt so good to like be like everything is cut, everything is the way I need it to be, and man, now I just get to. Like, talk about anime.
Oh, that's what we're doing? I was not Awkward transitions.
You know what was terrible about that?
I was not ready for how abrupt that was going to be.
I thought I was going to be able to sneak this in, but I had it down way too low. It's time now to guess whether or not Wordplay TJ can guess the anime plot.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, like, the rules are very simple. I tell TJ the name of an anime. He has a picture up and he has to describe to me what this anime is about without knowing anything about it. Oh, man, that was funny. If he gets it right, I give him a sound. If he gets it wrong, he gets another sound. And yeah, that's the thing. This week we have the new anime entitled Orient.
Okay.
And he chose the picture this time.
Here's what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at. So it is what it is. Maybe I should put my face down here so we can.
So they can like see you trying to search through your soul and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
With the picture. Oh yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
I'm looking into my soul. All right, so this is Orient, right?
Yep.
Kind of racist, but okay.
Trust me, when I had the same feelings. Not about the anime, but just the title.
So this is Orient. We see it on the screen. Just in case you're just listening on audio, go check out the clip on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Wordplay TJ. And
It's always in the description.
for sure.
So, this game is really, really fun. A lot of times we get to just kind of see what you know about anime. But if you'd like to know more, just go to that recommendations page and find Icarus Gray. And there will be more.
Do that thing. All right. So what I'm looking at is a big ass face. It's been more than 30 seconds, so I can do that now.
Off the backboard.
It's a big face. There's a little, is that sweat?
I've been wondering.
I'm gonna assume that that's golden sweat, and it looks like some action's going on. That's like it. That's the plot. Action. One word. Simple.
Is that it?
Action. That's the plot. One word.
You know what?
Simple.
You know what?
Yeah, right.
There is a lot of action in this anime. Quick explanation.
I got one.
Long. You did get one. And I like this new. That might be another way to like do this game that's a little bit quicker. Is can you tell me the
Theme.
The theme. Like we might change it to anime themes. We'll see next week. Because plot wise, he's never gonna.
I like plots.
He is.
I like being wrong.
He is going to be wrong every week. Well, no, you have gotten it right. But anyway, point being, here's the anime. So Orient is about these two guys who live in an era where they are where their civilization is being subjugated by demons, right? The thing about that, though, is there was a time where there were samurai or bushido, or bushi, as they call them.
Bullshit.
Were the only people who would fight against these demons. But they have long since kind of lost. Society has kind of made bushi out to be bad people. All of a sudden. Like somehow that flipped. They're no longer the freedom fighters that they were. And these two, one of the guys is a descendant of a Bushido. And then the other guy is inspired by that. And the thing or the teams that would take on the demons are Bushi gangs.
Got it.
So one of the guys...
Bushi gang.
I thought about the same thing.
Ha.
Gang. One of the guys, and I'm sorry, like majority of the time because this is very new, there's only like 2 episodes out. I have not read the manga yet, so I cannot give actual names. Y'all know that about me by now. Moving on.
But you can have the rest of the breakdown on Gray Area Anime.
On Mondays, probably.
And you can watch it on Icarus Gray's YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I'll get more in depth over there. But anyway, just long story short, the one of the main guys, the guy that you were probably looking at, has actual red hair, which is why that was a funny picture to me that it was black. Mm-hmm. And he's training to be a miner, like a mineral miner or whatever.
16.
Yeah. And so it's this big thing. It seems like, this career path. They have this mantra
Did you skip past that joke?
I did.
Thanks.
Mostly because it went over my head, which is like, it's going to hit me later.
Minors are 16.
Oh, God. But because they probably are that age, that's why I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
Because, like,
that makes sense.
anime.
It's just a weird lucky guess.
It was. That's why I was like, yeah, that's actually the thing. So they do this weird mantra in the morning where they're always talking bad about Bushis. Mm-hmm. And so he's gone to this school for years. He has his pickaxe, and the guy, the Bushi that he's friends with, he goes to see him, and he's like, yo, like, I don't dream of being of making a Bushi gang anymore. His dad's died by now, and he doesn't want to do it. So fast forward, anyway, so they're at their graduation, their minor graduation ceremony, mm-hmm. which is where they go from, you've been practicing, now we're going to take you up to the mines, and this is what you'll do for the rest of your life, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, because everybody is ran by these demons, they get there and these demons, like, they're literally mining to feed these demons. And they're, like, getting 8. And it's just like, oh, no. And then action ensues. But there's so much action in this whole anime. Like, it's really, really good. I hope it's one of the new winter 2020 or winter 2022. Ugh, that is so hard to say currently because there are so many twos. 2022.
22s.
We in the deuce. Whoa. But anyway, so it's really good. It's one of those new, one of the winter animes. I've been keeping up on them. I'm not watching all. Oh crap! I know what we're doing next week. Anyway, but yeah, so this one's really fun. I think that you guys should check it out. It looks like it's gonna go a really good place.
Yeah. So, you gonna play the thing?
There we go. That's a proper level.
Yeah, that's a decent.
So this week, Wordplay TJ got the anime plot.
So
I don't know what else to do here. Like, because that is, he just said action, and by definition, he can't be wrong. He won.
It's action.
So, I mean, he doesn't win anything. I mean, he wins the satisfaction of beating me at my own game.
I don't have any
him every week.
Here.
None.
Nope.
Zilch.
I don't feel
0.
feelings.
God dang it.
Good luck with that.
This is why I hate
bruh.
this stupid. Listen, guys.
Here's
Why
what you just cut it.
Here's why I hate the music. I also need to like take it out of here, put it in Audition, bring the volume down so I do not have to.
And then just manually fade it, right?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
It's just the. I'm not an engineer yet.
You got it. You can do it.
I can.
You can do it.
Let's get to our big ending topic.
Yeah, speaking of not having any emotions,
Wow.
you see what I did there?
I do see what you did there and didn't even notice.
Next topic, can guys be emotional?
So
there's some context to this, right? So
yeah,
just kind of thinking about, can guys be emotional without being seen as, I guess, weaker
or feminine or whatever traits you want to add to it.
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of posts. Now, again, this is because of the algorithm and way things are. This is a post that is like literally thrown to piss off one of my friends.
We need a counter for every time you say algorithm.
Oh yeah, we do. Because I do it a lot. But anyway, me and the algorithm.
You hate it.
I hate like there's
You have contempt for it.
I really do. I think because I'm a person who knows how to take what I need to take from either side, I don't like you making my life technically one side. Because there's no real way to kind of balance that stuff out, because something is going to be over the top.
Yeah.
Like right now my phone is listening to me, and I'm going to like get off of here, and my phone is going to have like some sort of balancing book that has nothing to do with anything. But anyway.
Thanks, Google.
So what I've been seeing is a lot of posts about if you're a guy and you do this, that's gay. If you're a guy and you do this, that's not manly. If you're not 50,
You're a guy.
if you're not,
Eat ham sandwiches. Gay.
it's the weirdest trend of proclaiming who and who ain't what. And it's been, there are things that they do with women, but the ones directed at men are the ones that I'm going to speak on, just because I'm a man. So I'd rather, speak on the easy ones that I can speak on. That makes sense. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
I just wanted to confuse you for a second.
You did. Our conversation spurned off of like a post that said, if a guy blocks a girl, he is like, or is sassy for a guy to block a girl. Like, okay, sis. And I'm like, wait, how does blocking somebody make you sassy?
Great question.
Like what is the emotional or the unmasculine thing there that like I feel like they make it feel as though men like if you don't take everything on the chin without blinking, fainting, or whatever, you are not a man. If you don't get up and pay for everything in the world without complaining or crying or having a day that's like really rough, you're not a man.
Okay, so basically, like if you're, just if you don't act like a stone,
Yes.
therefore it's not masculine.
Yeah, and somehow like you're not built for like any emotion that you have in the midst of whatever traditional standards are, like you're all of a sudden not built for it.
Yeah.
This is what you quote unquote signed up for, or whatever the case may be. On top of the fact that it's already a male dominated world. So the actual, that's one.
Oh no.
So the actual sympathy for men is so low because we run the world. And it's like, okay, noted.
I accept that privilege.
Sure. Like, but now how do we
Privilege
address,
accepted.
like kind of destigmatizing or giving more freedom in the fact that, so to remove the over controlled patriarchy or whatever, right? You kind of have to address why it's a thing. And a lot of that resounds in traditional things, emotional displacement, like not knowing where your emotions should be, how to act on them, how to go about using them, feeling them, because a lot of these psychopaths that have been created are emotionless men, because you create people who do not have emotion about things that they should clearly have emotions about.
Yeah, so if the societal standard is you have to be, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Man, I wish I had that sound on the board. I swear that would have been
Know your role. Shut your mouth. So you got to be
How
Stone
did
Cold.
you make Stone Cold and The Rock?
I don't know.
Yo,
Because you have to be
it doesn't matter what you're trying to
Stones.
do.
That's why. Because stones.
I get what you
You
did.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you did.
Yeah, there we go.
And you were
They're both-
you were using your wordplay right.
They're both geology. So you gotta be Stone Cold Steve Austin. You basically don't complain about anything.
Because what do you? They treat us like overpaid athletes. Because like, what do you have to complain about? You control everything.
Yeah. So you control everything. Let's say somebody makes you mad. Being angry is your fault, right? Like that's you. You have 100% control over that. I believe that to a degree. But if somebody keeps stepping on your toe, eventually you're gonna say, "Stop stepping on my toe," and you're gonna be like pretty forceful about it. And then they're like, "Why'd you react that way?" It's like,
Do you not have control?
you've been stepping on my toe, bro, and like that's you have no control over how you respond to me. And it's like, stop stepping on my toe. Now you've had like you've crossed the boundary.
So habitual line stepper.
Yeah, you're a habitual line stepper. Now I've told you very clearly where the line is. Well, let's just say hypothetically you have gently talked about the line. So you say, "Hey, this is my boundary. Don't step on my toe." And then the line gets crossed, and you're like, "Hey, you stepped on my toe. I don't know if I like that." And then they do it again.
Yo,
Out. No, wait. You stepped on my toe. I don't know if I like that. And then they're like, step. Hey, you stepped on my toe. I don't know if you. Oh man, where did this come from? Oh my god. You see what I'm saying? Like
where did this come from, police?
This is life, right? And I'm not happy about that.
There's so many things that have like, as of late, that have kind of like come up in a way that just doesn't make sense to me. You just can't have emotion, and a lot of these things do involve emotion in a lot of different ways. Whether it's the conversations about how households should be ran and whatever the case is, in a lot of these fake scenarios or scenarios that people create in their brain, you're creating an ideal situation for yourself. And
What does that
everybody
mean?
just kind of, okay. So in the way that, like weddings, right?
Okay, got it.
Majority of the time, there's a pushed narrative of this is your special day.
Yeah. You mean you as a individual, even though the couple is getting married.
Yes.
Okay.
And the part of that like, and I expressed this earlier, my difficulties was I'm a person who likes to be involved in stuff, but I also was not taught the same things that a woman might be taught about weddings and how things go together. I just knew I wanted to be a part. But because I didn't have the proper emotional stability and descriptions, words, or understanding, I couldn't be like, well, let's use a chartreuse and a lavender, as our wedding colors or whatever. That probably is a terrible looking, because I just picked the most random colors ever. But, and I don't even think one of them is a color. But anyway.
You know a lot about colors.
A little bit. Gang.
Art gang.
But, like if you don't know anything else, then you can't involve yourself in that. And a lot of people, aren't really taught in certain ways to kind of like involve themselves or be available for change. Like the way that they teach it, right? this is your wedding day. Like some people have been planning their wedding day since they were 3 or 5 or whatever. They've been writing all these things down. They have like this notebook when
or 22.
you know, you get married to somebody and there's this long list of things that are going on. Like dudes are just kind of taught differently. And I think that the emotional access of like, this is a special day for you as well, not just in you get the prize of your wife, but there's a whole new landscape or a whole new thing that you're entering, and not just wife, like whoever it is you're marrying. Just to make sure I cover that base, there's a whole new exploration and a whole new experience that you're going to get into. You might not be somebody that's into parties or whatever, but there still should be something that involves you an accomplishment in a way of personality representation is more so what I'm saying. But if you don't have the emotional backing and background to express that, like if you don't know what makes you feel relevant, if your work life is the only thing that quote unquote gives you purpose, like an actual purpose.
Okay, so I need you to back up because
Okay, my bad.
for me, everything you're saying sounds very vague and not specific. So can we paint the picture? Right? So you're a dude, you're getting married, and your wife has been told that this day is all about her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and say for example you're told that this day is about her. Is that right?
Mm.
And but you want some part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens from there?
What happens here is you have to have kind of understand yourself a bit better, because it's not just that. What I mean is,
what is not just that? Look,
the focal point, that has been trained to a thing.
I'm asking because I'm getting lost on the nouns, right?
Uh-huh.
So what is not just that, right?
Oh, the
scenario.
the focus is not just one person. It's not just that.
Okay, so the
person's
focus
day.
of the wedding is not just that one person; it's the entire couple.
Yes, it's the union.
Okay,
and to express that, you have to understand your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand what's important to you. Like so often, it can be very vanilla. So it's like, well, you don't care about flowers. You don't care about decorations. You don't care about dresses.
Okay, so the perception is you don't care about this because society has told you
to not care about it, or it's not a big thing.
Right. Okay.
And it's like, and there are times where there are like bones thrown. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, menu. Go ahead, husband. Like just make sure you get a fish and a steak. Or fish and chicken, whatever the options are.
Uh-huh.
And there are wives who are very aware of that and do different things, whether it's, there's a cigar bar for whoever.
Yeah, okay, so like, all right, this whole thing is about me. Every once in a while, you have a little guy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's just, I think that more men should be aware of just the whole process. Mm-hmm. Like, so something that my
can I interject for just a second?
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
like my thoughts on it, right? I didn't have I never came with the perception that I was gonna be like, I don't know, personally, I didn't really want to be a part of much of anything except for understanding what I deemed to be of value. So like
mm-hmm.
colors, I might not like every color. Cost, I definitely not gonna like every cost.
And that's the other, that's the hemorrhaging thing that you're kind of pushed towards. But that's also because we're not taught a certain value. So my sister-in-law was watching like a video to where it's basically the mindset thing, right? So
Get out of my frame. It's basically the mindset.
I love this setup, bro. I swear I
crazy.
do. I love this new setup. But basically what she was saying is it's the same thing of when you want something out of the universe, you start preparing for things. She was saying, you know, there are women that are not married but are training for what the union will be. So like before a girl goes to buy something, she pauses for a second and thinks whether or not if I was married, would this be something that I like, okay, we're both focusing on something, so I need to say I shouldn't go out and do this, or I should like check and call husband or whatever. On the other end, if there was more of an emphasis on like, okay, the same way we save for houses, the same way we save for whatever, if you're intending on getting married, if you're putting money back for a wedding, an eventual wedding, because you understand that that's a thing in price that will come up, we would not come up against so much. Like you and I both logically are like, there is nothing in me that wants to spend that much money for one day.
Yeah.
But if it was already something that like, okay, we were talking like this money is to the side for that, it would be more of a, this is how much you got.
A budget.
Like your budget is here, you know, or maybe like you add to that budget, or maybe there's like certain changes you have to make to the budget because of, you know, whatever her dream is or whatever the case may be. But there's an emotional connection there of understanding the value of these different things. I think that like, especially with me and you, our emotional thing is based in logic, which is the most, we are computers and robots to a certain degree.
Speak for yourself.
Whatever, robot. He didn't even
an
want to
iPhone.
answer you guys' emails. But the thing about that, though, is we look through things through a very simple scope. Like, is this cost effective? Do we have time for this? Is there a way that I can make this simpler? You know, whatever the thing may be. It's not like, okay, first, how do you feel? Second of all, how do I feel? Or first, how do I feel? Second of all, how do you feel? Not in a way of like competing, but like address your emotions first. And that can be an issue to me with men. And in using the wedding analogy, the reason I used it to simplify for everybody at this point is a wedding is a very, not an emotional decision, but there are a lot of emotional things that happen. And a lot of men get, or can get, put into a corner and told to just, all you got to do is show up, bro.
Or all you have to do is deal with whatever emotional roller coaster is gonna be this event.
Yeah, and you know,
from day of planning, day one to the like basically till you get checked in for honeymoon.
Yeah. And the thing about that I think is like just kind of sad sometimes is there's an emotional response. There's an emotional connection that you're building with this person that you should already have a certain level of emotional awareness when entering into something and so important. But this happens in so many different places where we're taught not to have an emotional awareness until like it's supposed to just somehow click. Like we're taught, you know, not to have emotional connections to relationships. You're supposed to go sow your wild oats. And
Quakers.
When you get to your destination, it'll all make sense. You know, there's supposed to be no emotional connection, and then the emotional connection finally happens. And it's like, well, was I actually dealing with my emotions? Or, because a lot of people don't get off of that train. A lot of people look at marriage as a headache. A lot of people look at it as, some sort of, like, they look at it as only an accomplishment or a notch on their belt or, a business statement. And there are so many other things that if you're not emotionally aware, that come with that.
It's either romanticized or not, right? So
Yes.
you either have the Disney version of it or you don't.
Right. And there's just way more nuance and way more effective ways of understanding who you are. And a lot of these things I feel like end up in the relationship scope where a person's mental space, a man's thoughts or emotions or stuff don't really matter because them having them or them trying to work through them is seen as a sign of weakness.
But to the ultimate question, right? Like, can guys be emotional? Can we do it?
I say yes, because that's my ultimate goal. I've always been emotional. I'm empathetic, as you know, to the weirdest degrees. Sometimes at my own expense in terms of how empathetic I can be to whoever's plight. And it's managing my emotions, understanding, needing a mental health day, not chastising myself for it. Being a better communicator with my wife, and I'm still not great at it, but I'm trying to be better at understanding, like, okay, I'm feeling this. There's a simpler way to just be like, hey, can you do this? And then that's it.
Yeah.
And that, that'd be okay.
Well, my thought is that it's yes, but.
Okay.
We'll say yes to pander. But
all right, bro.
the way we're programmed as...
I think you're decoding the Matrix right now.
A little bit. As we're programmed as, like, human beings, that's not the reality.
I'm focused, man.
One.
So we'll say, yeah, you can go and have your emotions. But when you actually have those emotions, when you actually see the outcome of those things, because so guys' emotional expression is based off of survival, and instinctually, it's a little bit more intense than normal because we're used to the biggest times that we get emotional is in relationships and around other guys. And with other guys, like, you can, if it gets that tense, you can go to blows and work that out, right? You can say, hey, let's take this out back, dog, and let's handle this.
Or even in that, like, but that's still an extreme. Like, we could say that, and that would, like, at least get the testosterone off, so we can, like, think.
But I mean, what I'm focused on is not the right behavior.
Oh, okay.
What I'm focused on is
the behavior.
The behavior that actually happens.
Yeah.
Because we can stop, breathe, analyze, and we should do that, right? But that's not always realistic, right? That's not it. In real time, it's harder to do that, and so therefore, when we're guy on guy, and when two gentlemen are having a disagreement,
Good luck with that, bruh.
when two gentlemen are having a disagreement, sometimes.
I'm so glad I don't have that sound on the soundboard.
In most cases, it doesn't actually go that far because we can, like, we're likely to fight if it continues.
Yeah.
But if it's in the midst of a heteronormative relationship, guy and girl, guy has to, like, be stone cold. Let's say 99% of the time.
Yeah, or walk away but that's what I'm saying. Like that's also why I was saying
it's hard to walk away
that
too.
The
because then if you walk
emotional
away, then that's also.
But that's why I'm saying the emotional behavior. When you're talking about the behaviors, especially in this example, like the response of okay, this is getting really tense. I'm with a bunch of guys. We can fight. To now you are in a situation where you cannot do that same thing
Right.
and garner the same result that does not involve jail or does not involve, like there's such emotional weight in between those things.
Yeah, because chemically you're in a fight or flight response.
Right.
Right. And most of the times you can't fight. Most of the time
No.
you can't. So
And shouldn't.
And so if you're not gonna fight, that means you need to flee. But fleeing is also seen as one of those responses that's not okay.
No, and it's also seen, or it can be seen as weakness or whatever the case may be. So yeah, we can be emotional. There's a lot of different ways that we need to start looking into that, because the responses and the behavior are pretty much caused by not knowing how to maneuver.
Yeah.
Like you don't know the emotional placement of things that you need to have, the intensity in which you need to have it, because you were not taught that. Like the extreme things in a lot of different times, they just kind of didn't explain to you the nuance of it. There's a lot of boys will be boys kind of rhetoric surrounding a lot of these different situations. Versus no, there's an accountability, there's a responsibility, and then there's freedom in being able to recognize your emotions, feel them, and then move on.
Yeah.
But
still,
you're gonna have
I'm not
extremes.
talking about the right thing.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm talking about how humans continuously get
Get
it wrong.
Yeah. I'm trying to give a little bit more that I guess this is the second self-help thing.
We don't
which
need.
is
They don't need help. They don't need help.
Be better. Do better.
Turn the podcast off and go home.
All right, guys. So, because we missed y'all a little bit. As you can see, this one's a lot longer than our podcast has been for a
almost
while.
An hour and a half.
But anyway, we want to thank you guys for listening and watching. Make sure if you're watching this on you won't be watching this on the YouTubes, but if you're watching this channel currently, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the Wordplay TJ. Subscribe to Wordplay TJ to get more music advice, to get more clips of the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where you can get the full No Rhyme or Reason podcast in audio forms, where you can listen to all of what it is that we had to say. Go and check that out.
Down in the description.
Down in the description is what I was. Thank you.
Follow us on social media at Wordplay TJ at Icarus Gray, and don't forget to join our Patreon starting out at $1 per month. Yeah, this has been great.
It has. And a 1 and a 2 and a peace.